Students, let's start new chapter in political science, outcomes of democracy. Let's start with how do we assess democracy's outcome. Democracy is a better form of government when compared with dictatorship or any other alternative. So, we felt that democracy was better because of it. First point, which promotes equality among citizens, enhances the dignity of the individual, improves the quality of decision making, provides a method to resolve conflicts and allow rooms to correct mistakes. So democracy was better because of this reason. Yes, now next question. Are these expectations realized under democracies? When we talk to people around us, most of them will support democracy against other alternatives such as a rule by a monarch or a military or a religious leader. But not so many of them could be satisfied with the democracy in practice. We face a dilemma. Democracy seemed to be a good in principle but felt to be not so good in its practice. So the fourth point, this dilemma invites us to think hard about the outcomes of the democracy. So our interest in and fascination of democracy often push us into taking a position, yes, that democracy can address all socio-economic and political problems. So the first step towards thinking carefully about the outcome of democracy is to recognize that democracy is just a form of government. Next, accountable, responsive and legitimate government. The most basic outcome of democracy should be that it produces a government that is accountable to the citizen and responsive to the needs and expectation of the citizen. So democracy is based on the idea of deliberation and negotiation. So democracy ensures that decision making will be based on norms and procedures. So the right and the means to examine that process of decision making known as transparency. The fifth point, the democratic government do not have a very good record. So when it comes to sharing information with a citizen, yes, so in substantive terms, it may be reasonable to expect from a democracy a government that is attentive to the needs and demand of the people and is largely free to corruption. The record of democracy is not impressive on these two counts. So there is one respect in which democratic government is certainly better than its alternative. So the democratic government is the legitimate government. People wish to be ruled by the representative elected by them. So they also believe that democracy is suitable for their country. The third one, economic growth and development. The inability of democracy is to achieve higher economic development which worries us. But this alone cannot be the reason to reject democracy. So the difference in the rates of economic development between less developed countries and the dictatorships and the democracies is negligible. So we cannot say that democracy is a guarantee of economic development. But we can expect democracy not to lag behind dictatorship in this respect. The next, reduction of inequality and poverty. Yes, perhaps more than development, it is reasonable to expect democracy to reduce economic disparities. So a small number of ultra-rich enjoy a highly disproportionate share of wealth and income. So not only that, their share in the total income of the country has been increasing. In the actual life, democracies do not appear to be very successful in reducing economic inequalities. The next, accommodation of social diversity. It will be fair expectation that democracy should produce a harmonious social life. Yes, and ability to handle social differences, division, conflict, and thus a definite plus point of democratic regimes. So the two conditions in order to achieve the outcomes. The first one, it is necessary to understand that democracy is not simply ruled by majority opinion. It is also necessary that rule by the majority does not become ruled by the majority community in terms of religion or a race or a linguistic groups. The last point, dignity and freedom of the citizen. So democracy stands much superior to any other form of government in promoting dignity and freedom of the individual. The passion for respect and freedom are the basis of democracy. So this has been achieved in various degrees in various democracies. So the most society across the world were historically male-dominated society. So the long struggle by women have created some sensitivity today that respect to an equal treatment of women are necessary ingredients of a democratic society. So democracy in India had strengthened the claims of the disadvantaged and discriminated caste for equal status and equal opportunity. So expectations from democracy also functions as a criteria for judging a democratic country. As people get some benefit of democracy, they ask for more and want to make democracy even better. So most individuals today believe that their vote makes a difference to the way that government is run and to their own self-interest. So in today's video, we have discussed about how do we assess democracy's outcome, what is accountable, responsive and legitimate government, and the third one, economic growth and development, reduction of inequality and poverty, accommodation of social diversity, and the last, dignity and freedom of the citizens. Thank you, students.